Hey, Daniel. Good morning. Hope your weekend is going well. Uh, things are good here. I've got a cat on my lap, so life is pretty good. Yeah, I think you look at the e-missive and it's from the home office. It doesn't. I think getting around uh, on the continent is pretty easy. I think there are high speed rails everywhere, and I'm not going to think about. I'm not going to. I think TTI covers the cost because it's a business expenditure. If we ever get into a real shitstorm, I might have you think about how much it costs to get around. But right now, not so much. As things deteriorate, it might get more difficult. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool stuff. So I think Fleece is chatting and asking about how your ex is doing. I think they were friends back in the day. And Tum Tum uh, takes off and says, I think they fixed our rear stabilizer. And he mentions that they had a bunch of drones, mechanical drones, refueling the ship, and one of them must have fixed something that's never quite worked right on this model. And yeah, they've got it working right. He says the ship is flying better than it ever has. And you notice there's like a back right corner that usually like stays closer to the ground than the rest of the ship when you're lifting. And now it's like a dragonfly. It's beautiful. A big, bulky, you know, 80s Cadillac of a dragonfly, but still a dragonfly nonetheless. It flies. It flies. The hubulance is good. He's kind of shocked, and stat comes into your heads up display, and he says, and it says, they say. Let's say they. Let's say stat is they them, and they say, head nurse, there is a digital. I think stat waits until you're out of their airspace, right? So you're well on your way. You're out of target range for their anti-aircraft guns, and stat pops up and says they left a digital mole in our system. They're looking for. It is a seeking. It's a data suck, a data mole, and it's looking for particular names. So on their end, they can put in a name that they're looking for, and if you pick up someone who is that name, then it goes back to them. And it's a bunch of kind of mid-level executives who live within your usual radius. And stat says stat seems emotional. They left something in the hubulance, and stat says they left a digital mole. I'm not sure what to do. I don't think I can pry it out myself. We would need some kind of engineer, unless you think you can do it, sir. And yeah, other than that, the rest of the way home is fine. If you want to read a sitch on the e-missive, I think that's a charged situation. So you can totally read a sitch on it. Kind of look at the message, look at past messages, look at the message boards of TTI, and text other franchise owners in the peninsula, and how they might deal with it, that kind of thing. People you trust. Let me know how you want to deal with it. You can read a sitch. You might be able to wait until you see the person who's meeting with you and read a person. You can talk to stat about it. Whatever you want. Let me know how you want to deal with it. It is strange. So if you want to have a little bit of downtime at home before you go to the office, we can totally do that. Kind of chill out a little bit. Establish that as a place. Tell me what the garden looks like. tell me what the refuge looks like. What kind of first aid equipment do you have up? How bad? How well can you respond when a body is a hurt body is brought to you at home? Just curious. Just want to kind of establish all of that before we head up to the Atlanta, Indy, Baltimore triangle and see what's going on at HQ. Sound good? Cool. Let me know.